Grant, I don't get it. I'm trying to. Let me try to pull myself out of it. My obvious, I always try to defend law enforcement when they're in the right. But even trying to pull myself out of that bubble, because we all have our own biases here, maybe even towards law enforcement. I honest to God, don't get I don't understand. Listen, it's a tragedy when anyone dies. I get it. But what did you want the guy to do? And by the way, whether he was carrying the gun legally or illegally, yeah, it may be an aggravating factor, but it's not remotely relevant to this use of force scenario, Grant. Well, if he had that gun legally and is drawing down on police, it doesn't matter. Nobody here at NRATV, me, or anyone else is going to say, hey, this is the... does this even require us to say this is the wrong thing to do? The police officers wants to stop you for something, okay? Even if they got the wrong guy completely. Assume this is totally the wrong guy. Give this guy all the mitigating factors. Officer, I'm carrying a firearm. If legal, if it's not illegal, you better well say it. I'm carrying a firearm. Comply with the commands. That none of that happened here. I really don't understand, trying to get in the head of people who are protesting. Dan, what did you want these officers to do?
So here's one phrase that I say over and over again. Obey commands, show your hands. Okay? You do those things, you're not going to get shot. Where liberals go wrong on this, or liberals 100% think that the criminal is never going to shoot the firearm. Conservatives, or people with common sense, think with a 100% chance that the criminal could shoot his firearm. Not that he will, but that he could. Liberals think he never will. That's how they go into every scenario, is that this person is not going to fire. And so then they protest on everything.
But Grant, how do you test that? Let's test it if he's... Sir, are you going to fire? That's just ridiculous. I get what you're saying, but that's so dumb. That's why in law enforcement in the United States, we don't have a corresponding use of force standard. In other words, you don't have to meet the use of force with the exact same use of force he's employing. You can supersede it. Let me explain that better. It's a horrible way to explain it. But here's an analogy. If you pull a gun on me, I don't have to wait for you to shoot me as a police officer to fire if you're not following commands and you're sighted in on me. If you pull out a knife, I don't have to pull out a knife and knife fight with you. I'm allowed to pull out my firearm. I really don't get it.